We are so grateful and thankful. Oh, what a blessing. So this year, 2021, it's been a trial in so many ways, hasn't it? But it has also been a blessing in so many more ways. We battled a pandemic, and we find ourselves still in it. We thought we were kind of over it, and then here we are right back in it with another variant, and we come to know that it is a virus, just like the cold or the flu, and that we are probably going to be living with it from here on out. And what do? We adapt. You know, as the Marine in me wants to say, we adapt and we overcome. We improvise, we adapt, and we overcome. We adapt. We wear a face mask when we need to. We don't when we don't. We just adapt. So we find ourselves adapting to live. And that's one of the beautiful things about the human experience. Because we have demonstrated to the world that we are spiritual beings living a physical existence. Living it the best we can. And we have wonderful frontline nurses and doctors who help us through. We have dedicated first responders who act quickly during all of our life's emergencies. And we are grateful and we are thankful for them, for their contributions in our life. And this holiday season, it's been a season, hasn't it? This 2021 holiday season has been an amazing experience this year. At least for me, it surely has. We have a new spiritual community. And we come together in gratitude, together for Thanksgiving, for Hanukkah, for winter solstice, for Christmas Eve candlelight service, and now for Kwanzaa. And I mentioned on both winter solstice and Christmas Eve, what an amazing, beautiful community that we come together and we celebrate the returning of the sun. And then we come together and we celebrate the birth of the sun. And they might be spelled different. And we are all in that same space of love on both occasions. And that we can come together in love, honoring each other, is truly amazing. So I truly feel and know that we have reconnected to that love source, that is source energy, that is our divine creator during this holiday or holy day season. So what's next? Where do we go now? We're going to stride forward into the future with what lies ahead in confidence and a commitment to make a difference, to simply be a difference in the world. At least in our own world, we are going to make a difference, be the difference. And then when we decide that we're going to be the difference in our own world, it'll start expanding out, just like that ripple of the stone thrown in the pond. It will ripple out and it will truly affect the entire world. They say that when a butterfly flaps its wings in Africa, that we feel the effects here. So just like that, your commitment to be a difference, to stride forward in your life with confidence and commitment, will make a difference in your own world, and then that will expand out and make a difference in the greater world. So this next week coming up, it's our time to reflect. So if you haven't already, it's time to start thinking, where am I going? What am I doing? Where are we going? What are we doing? It's that time of the year. In the calendar of nature, in the wheel of time, in the wheel of the year, it's winter. It's the natural time for hibernation, to go in and reflect, to do some meditation. It's just that natural time of the year. That's what nature's telling us to do. It's also right now, we just had a full moon, so we're in the waning moon, and the time of the waning moon is a time of reflection, a time of going within. So it's so amazing and perfect that all of those are coming together at the exact same time, because they don't always. And this year they are. So it's time for us to go within until the new moon. And then on the new moon, that's when we plant those seeds. And what am I saying that you need to reflect on exactly? You need to reflect on what you intend to be in 2022. What do you intend to do with your life in 2022? What are you going to accomplish? What are you going to be? How are you going to show up in your life for 2022? What are you going to co-create in your life with God? So I mentioned earlier that last week I challenged you to live joyfully, to choose joy each day until the burning bowl. Well, it just so happens that our burning bowl coincides on the same day as the new moon. So now we are in this time of reflection until the new moon, and the new moon is our burning bowl. So the natural calendar and our calendar have just synced up perfectly. And isn't that just the way it is? Yes. What else could it be? That's just the way it is. So are you choosing to be joyful each day? When life's throwing you those upsetting moments, are you being joyful? My wife's giving me a look. Like, maybe I failed at that yesterday. She's giving me the side grin. So I want you to continue to practice that part of practical spirituality, to live joyfully, to choose joy. When life gives you that opportunity to be upset, because we all have those every day, opportunities to be upset. But choose joy. But I want to layer that with another intention. While we're going into this time of reflection right now until the new moon, which is next Sunday, at our burning bowl, I want you to, this week, reflect, reassess, and reevaluate. I want you to spend some quality time with yourself. Spend some quality time in prayerful thought or in meditation. Yeah, they say that meditation is talking, that prayer is talking to God and meditation is listening to God. So get clear with yourself on what it is you want to create, because at the burning bowl, we are going to release and let go what is not serving us. And we are going to set those seeds of intention of what we wish to create in our letter to God for 2022, what we want to create. So as you sit in reflection, connecting to that still small space within and connecting to Source, you will transform every fiber of your being. You will renew your mind. You will cleanse your heart, and you will invigorate your body. And that's one of my personal missions for this ministry, is that we truly become a mind, body, spirit ministry. That we offer ways for you to get clear in your mind, to rejuvenate your heart, and to re-energize your body. Because we can have all the heart and we can have all the mind, and if we're not being healthy in our body, we're not being healthy. So that's one of my goals for this year, is that we renew our mind, we cleanse our heart, and we invigorate our body. I want you to open yourself up to fully being present with the source energy that is God. And here's the practical application of that in your life. I want you to stop. I'm not going to say pivot and step. We did that before. I want you to stop. Take a step back. Sit down. Get quiet. Evaluate. Reassess. All right, Spirit. See, that's Spirit telling me. So the dog's name is Spirit, if you didn't know. think it was. I think it was. So you're going to stop. We hear you, Spirit. You need to get clear on that. Stop and get clear. Look. Stop and look. Get perspective. Maybe you need to pull up to that 30,000-foot view of the eagle and see what's going on in your life with that eagle eye vision and that eagle view from the top of the mountain so that you can see. Because sometimes when we're down here all in it, we're in the middle of the trees and we don't see the way forward. But when we pull ourselves up on the top of that mountain and we look down, we say, oh, look, right there, right there's the path to go forward. And you can easily go around or over or even through sometimes that obstacle that you're seeing in your path. And sit with yourself until you know what you're clear on wanting to create in your life, and then what's been working for you that you're going to bring forward with you into the new year, and what's not been working for you that you're going to leave behind, that you're going to burn in that burning bowl next Sunday. What a beautiful thought. And then I want you to listen. Listen to your inner guide. Listen to the innate wisdom that bubbles up when we give it the time and the space to emerge. And that's what we do in meditation. Set your intention before you go into meditation. Then clear your mind. Clear it. And just sit with it a while. You know, my grandmother, she taught me to meditate long before I ever heard the phrase meditate. I didn't hear the word meditate because I'm from the mountains. I didn't hear the word meditate until I was an adult, you know. But my grandmother taught me to meditate because if I was doing something I wasn't supposed to do, she'd say, Kimberley, you're going to go sit in that corner and you're going to sit with that a while. And I had to sit with it until I had a different perspective, a different outlook. I notify my face that I'm happy with whatever it was Mama wanted me to do. Change of attitude. So sometimes that's what our meditation is and our reflection is. That we sit with it a while. We sit with it a while. We try it on. We see, does that really work? That's what I thought I want to take into 2022. But is it really? Is it really? Sometimes we don't know until we sit. Because when we sit with ourselves, we go into that place that is that still small space where it's just us and our source. And sometimes even our spouses don't know who we are in that space. It's private. It's hours and hours alone. Sometimes we share bits and pieces of it, but a lot of it, it's our own personal relationship with God. Nobody else's business. Not your business what I'm doing when I'm sitting with myself. You know, when I'm sitting in that space with God, it's pure. And it's who I am. And then the more we live in that each and every day, the more this outer person, this surface person, becomes in alignment with that person. And that's when we can say, oh, we've had a spiritual awakening. I am putting out to the world exactly who I am when I'm sitting with God. Because that's who you truly are. That's who you are. Is that who you are on the surface? Is that who people see? Let people see that. Radiate it out. I know, Spirit. I know. So stop, look, and listen. That's the practical tool I want you to take away from today. Stop. Stop. Just slow down. Take a minute. Look from that big mountaintop. Look from that eagle eye perspective at what's going on in your life. Because sometimes it's different than, that view is totally different than the view down here when you're out in it. And then listen. Listen to the angels. Listen to that still small voice within. Listen. Watch for the signs. Maybe a cardinal drops a feather for you. Maybe it's a hawk flying over, leaves you a feather. Maybe it's you find an acorn, and that tells you to plant your seed deep. It's going to become an oak tree someday. Where you plant it. You want to be mindful on that, because you don't want an oak tree sprouting up right in front of the door. Because they're there when they're there. Once they're there, they're there. So then it's going to be our burning bowl next Sunday, and it's also going to be the new moon. I couldn't have scripted that better. Yeah, I could have said, we're going to create this new spiritual community, and at the end of the year, when we do our burning bowl, it's going to be the new moon. It couldn't be better, because nature's calendar and our calendar are just syncing up perfectly for your benefit. It's for your benefit, and the universe is conspiring to set you up for tremendous success in 2022. So this week, prepare for that intentional co-creation by getting clear on what you want to co-create. And I want you to prepare for a supercharge, because it is going to be a supercharged year. Get ready for it. Plant the seed, set the intention, and focus your attention on it. Because where our attention goes, energy flows. So where we put our attention, that's where the energy is going to go. Where we put our attention, that's where the energy is going to flow back into us. Then allow Great Spirit to work a miracle in your life, because Great Spirit will work a miracle in your life if you allow. You know, there are two types of people in this world. There are those who think miracles never happen. And then there are those who see miracles every day in everything. Which one are you? Are you seeing those miracles? Is it a miracle when you wake up in the morning? Is it a miracle when your spouse smiles at you? Said, I love you. I'm here to support you. My wife got up and came over here and helped set chairs out, even though she didn't want to. She did, because she supports me. So miracles happen. Whether you're aware of them or not, miracles are happening every day. Be that person. Be that person who is aware of the miracles and grateful and thankful of the miracles. And you're going to notice more miracles in your life when you become that person. And I want you to anchor yourself. Anchor yourself in that knowledge that God, Great Spirit, can and will co-create miracles for you in your life every day. And I mean, really anchor yourself in that. I want you to say this with me. I co-create my life with God. I co-create my life with God. Our Creator Source is the gift in our life that keeps on giving. And that's nonstop. God's presence does not waver. It's with us 24/7. It's always there. It may be that what wavers is your awareness that Source is there and is a loving presence in your life. God doesn't go away. Great Spirit stays right with us and stays that presence 24/7, omnipresent, all places at the same time, always with us. But when we disconnect from Source, we can start to feel unworthy. And then we can also start to get a little bit of ego. Start thinking, oh, we're doing that. Yeah, I did that. Look at me. I did that. You know, I was fortunate enough to be an athlete in my life. And I always went into that meditation. Before I knew it was called meditation, I'd always find a sacred space. And if there wasn't a sacred space on the college campus I was at, I would create a sacred space out of a normal place. I'd go to the corner of the track and make it my sacred space for that moment. And I would sit and visualize my event, which was high jump. So I would sit and visualize myself flowing over that bar, Going over that bar, sailing over it, not touching it, landing in the pit, nice and soft and squishy. But sometimes I'd start to get a little full of myself. I think it's me doing it. It wasn't me doing it. You know, God gave me that talent. Because I don't know where it came from. Because I could just do it. I taught my coach how to coach me to do it. Because she never had a high jumper, you know. So, and I don't know where that knowledge came from. It came from Spirit. Because it was mine to do. And I loved it so greatly that the first time I did it, the very first time I did it, and the bar was way down here, but I jumped over that bar in gym class. The first time I did it, I got up and I was so excited. And I told my gym teacher, one day I'm going to be the best in the world at this. I love it. I want to do this. And I can be the best in the world at this. And so she laughed at me, you know, because I was in 9th grade. You know, and it was junior high back then. 9th grade was, I'm that old. 9th grade was junior high, wasn't high school yet. And so she started putting the bar up, and I started jumping, and then we all did. You know, in gym class, everybody get in line, and we all jumped. Then I realized I was the only one taking a turn. It was just me. She kept moving it up and up and up and up, and I broke the school record in gym class. I broke the regional record. And she said, will you be on the track team? We got to meet tomorrow. I said, I don't know. You got to ask my mama. You got to ask my mom. So she waited for me after school till my mama come to pick me up and said, Miss Harrell, can Kim be on the track team? We got to meet tomorrow. I got a uniform for her. You take it home. And can she stay after school for the track meet? And Mom said, well, I guess so. What time will it be over? So that was the start of that athletic career, but it didn't come from me, because I never even saw it, never heard of it, didn't have any idea what I was doing. I just loved it. So I had that spark of inspiration within me. And then it became a divine spark of inspiration. So when someone says, how did you accomplish that in your life? How could you do that? You know, when we begin to think it's our own doing, our own efforts alone that create success, we're playing small. We're playing small and we're being small. Because the truth is, it was all co-created with God. I just simply allowed it to happen. That was my part. I just allowed it. And because God can bring us all that success and all the accolades to you, greater and better than you could ever even imagine, we have to step out of that ego and anchor yourself in that. Wayne Dyer taught us that ego, E-G-O, is edging God out. What an amazing teacher and mentor Wayne Dyer was in my life from reading his books. And I'm sure for many of you, he was an amazing mentor and teacher. Because all you have to do is pick up and read his words. Ego is edging God out. So when you say, look what I created, you're playing small. You're edging God out with your ego. When you co-create with God, though, the possibilities are infinite and endless. Right there. Right there on the horizon, just beyond impossible, is infinite possibilities. I want you to say that with me and anchor yourself in the knowing. Just beyond impossible is infinite possibility. Just beyond impossible is infinite possibility. And I affirm that for you. I affirm that you are co-creating your intentional life with God. And you know what? God's got that. God's got this. When you are co-creating with God, nobody can come against you, because nobody is greater. Nobody is greater than God. And when you are allowing God to work in your life, when you get that spark of inspiration, that idea or that thought, the little country girl said, I want to be the best in the world at this. And the teacher just laughed, you know. She thought, what? Well, but you know what? My mom believed in me. My mom took me to the library and got me a track and field news. We looked at it, and she ordered me a subscription to it. She wrote down, because that's before the days of the internet. She wrote it down, she mailed off a check and got me a subscription to it, and that's the Bible of track and field athletes, track and field news. It's where you see how everybody else in the world's doing and what's going on. So here come my track and field news, and the very first issue I had, they have these pull-out posters in them, you know. My very first one was Joni Huntley. She was the #1 high jumper in the United States at the time. So I took that out and I pinned it up on my wall. I was creating a vision board and didn't even know it. And then it was an Olympic year, and then there was a centerfold pullout of Sari Simeone. And I may not be saying that right, but I think I am, from Italy. And she was the best high jumper in the world. I said, put that right up on my wall, right next to Joni Huntley. And I kept those ladies on my wall as my inspiration and my reminder. You're going to be the best in the world one day. You are. So when you get that divine spark of inspiration, and it comes right down there in your sacral chakra, you feel it? Some people say in your gut. It's right down there in your sacral chakra. That's where that divine spark of inspiration comes. When you get that divine spark of inspiration, I'm telling you, take it and run with it. Take it and run with it. Don't let it fizzle out, because it will. You know, if you don't step into it, that divine spark will fizzle out. Because how many wonderful, great ideas have you had in your life that you didn't follow through with? Oh, well, either that wasn't for you, or you let that spark fizzle out. Don't let it fizzle out. I'm saying take it this year and run with it, and let's see what infinite possibilities we can create. And you know, sometimes when people invent something and you say, well, I thought of that last year. I thought of that last year, and now they're making millions of dollars on it. Well, you know what? They thought of it too, but they did something about it. They didn't let it fizzle out like you did. You know, Postit Notes. The guy who created Postit Notes is a billionaire many times over now. And you know, everybody before him put little notes and little pieces of Scotch tape on it, on their desk. And some people probably took that tape and twirled it around and put it on the backside and put it up there. Why didn't they invent the Post-it note? Because they've been using them forever. And he's a billionaire. See, it just takes that divine spark of inspiration. And then for you to take action and follow it and know it's for you to do and to do it. Don't let it fizzle out. Nothing more sad in the world than for you to have a divine spark of inspiration and then just let it fizzle. Let it fizzle. No. We're going to take it and we're going to run with it, and I'm going to be here to hold you accountable to it. Because when we do our burning bowl next week, we're going to do a burning bowl to release and let go of what's not serving us, but then we're going to do a letter to God of what we do want to create, and then we're going to mail those back out to you in June to say, how you doing? How you doing? Did you let that spark fizzle, or are you going strong with it? So we're going to hold you accountable to it. And it's when you make that choice, when you step up with the ability and the willingness to truly be present in your life, that we can experience the success, joy, and happiness even after the holiday season's passed. We can still experience all of that success, that joy, happiness, and love. Being present is truly a present for ourselves as well as the people in our life. You know, there's a popular comedian in the South. I don't know if y'all have heard of him. His name's Ron White. He's become quite famous with his story about being tossed out of an after-hours establishment when he had had a little too much liquid courage. And he got tossed right out, and the police were called. Police officer handcuffed him and said, "Sir, you have the right to remain silent He said, I might have the right, but I do not have the ability. So you have the right. And you have the ability. But do you have the willingness? Do you have the willingness to be present in your own life? I want you to make those choices. Make the choice to be joyful, even though some upset has come into your life. Make the choice to be successful, even though there might be challenges. So this holiday season, we have all reconnected to that love source. We reconnected to it in a big way. And I want you to be sure that you are practicing self-love. I want you to let me know that you are being kind to yourself in your self-talk. That when you look in the mirror, you're telling yourself how good you look. Yeah, my hair's looking slamming today. Yeah, it's looking good. Now I know mine personally isn't, but I know yours is. But every day, expect your life to manifest the way you want it. Expect that miracle. See miracles and accept miracles in your life each and every day. And when you see those miracles, God's going to give you more miracles. So see those miracles, even the little ones. See them. See them, recognize them, affirm them, be aware of them. And the practical application of seeing those miracles manifest in your life is to be willing to be present in your life. Making a commitment to be present with yourself, present with those all around you. A commitment. Breathe in now. Because I did say make a commitment. And you have to show up and be willing to be present all the time. Because God's there all the time. All the time. Are you there all the time? Sometimes we flip that autopilot button. And we go through life. Sometimes you do that sometimes when you're driving, don't you? You're like, oh, I'm 10 miles down the road. How'd I go? Because you're just doing it on autopilot. Don't live your life that way. Don't live your life by default. Live your life purposefully, intentionally creating it. Now let that breath out. Because it's okay. Yeah, make that commitment. You know, my grandmother taught me, don't fret about the past and don't worry about the future. That was her way to say, be present. Don't fret about the past. Because no amount of regret can change what's already happened. Even God can't do that. Yet you can be present and turn a negative into a positive. Be present in your life. I want you to go down to bringing in for you. So take that walk. And then be present and watching. Watching for what's coming in for you on the next time. And give yourself that gift of being present in your life. Start walking. Walk in the direction of possibilities and potential. Possibilities and potential emerging intentionally into what your vision is and what you imagine your world will be. And then you'll break free of resistance. No more resistance. You'll just be in the flow. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to have challenges, because we all have those opportunities to be upset. And we all encounter challenges. But it's when we start walking through and we walk in that direction of possibilities and potential, that's when we begin to see. We see how those challenges or trying times are there sometimes and a lot of times to help us, to teach us, maybe to steer us in a different direction because we weren't meant to be that direction. So see them all as miracles. Walk into it and see those miracles. And in closing, I'm going to say, we are all vibrational beings. We are energy flowing. Be in alignment. Be in alignment. Give up the resistance. Live your life out loud and live the life you imagine your world can be. Receive all the good that is for you by living in alignment with nature and in vibrational alignment with the One Presence. Living in alignment all the time, resonating at that frequency of love. Resonating at that frequency of love, because that is the frequency of our divine Creator. So when we are resonating at love, unconditional love, we are resonating with that connects us to our divine creator and connects us all, each one to the other. It's resonating in alignment with that frequency that allows us to co-create our world into a place of joy, happiness, peace, love, and success. And for this week, I want you to choose to continue to live in joy, adding on that you are going to choose some time to reflect, to reassess, choosing to live intentionally. And then next Sunday, we're going to put all of that together at the burning bowl. And so it is. So it is.